The Infinite Dimensions new Gundam is a solid kit. Really transformed the original Ver-Ka and breathes new life into it. It makes the kit less bulky. It's streamlined. It's sleek. The first edition of this Infinite Dimensions release, or the GK recast, also comes with 3 different head options. Unfortunately, I got my hands on the last run of the Infinite Dimensions kit back in 2018, before the company itself quit making resin kits. Many of the models made their way to Anchor T or Li Xiao Land, but some didn't. The New Gundam was one of them. High New Gundam was another. The Freedom Gundam also didn't make it to Li Xiao Land, and unfortunately the Alex didn't either. Oh, and the Gundam Origins remake. But enough history lessons, let's keep this short and sweet. It's a very straightforward dress-up kit. You know, just replaces armor. The biggest issue you'll face is shrinkage or warping if you had an original kit, or even the recast, but it's not as bad as the originals. Many of the details, even on the Infinite Dimensions release, have been lost to time. But I will say this dress-up kit, it's totally worth it. I love how it really improves the new Gundam's vibe. It's so intimidating now. The chest section has been tightened up with no flex at all. This really helps with the fin funnels. Granted, even with these fixes, the Ver-Ka new Gundam is still unstable. So it's like having a cool band-aid. The fin funnels have been corrected, and surprisingly, the resin kit makes it more stable. Notice how the original New Gundam's fin funnels have a 30-degree angle. The downside is that the pieces used to correct the fin funnel connection issues suffer from major shrinkage at this point if you have one of the last versions of said kit, or even the recast. They're also incredibly fragile, so yeah. Some builders tend to glue these all together and call it a day. I didn't do that just in case I ever give it away or sell it. The fin funnels themselves also can suffer from shrinkage. I got lucky. Only one of my fin funnels had a 10% shrinkage issue that was very clear to see. I've seen some builders have as many as 3 fin funnels with such a loss of material. Oh, and not to mention some of the details being lost, so you have to rescribe them in. The build is straightforward and simple. If you could put together the master grade, the principle's the same. You're just swapping out parts. For contrast, I pulled out my first New Gundam. It was the 3rd kit I painted years ago, back in 2018, so it's about 7 years old. And it can't stand on its own. As you can clearly see, the fin funnels on the original New Gundam Ver-Ka are drifting to the left, or your right. Back to the Infinite Dimensions kit. It improves the armor, and it does such a great job at it that it really complements the shield and beam rifle that also gets a grenade launcher on it. There's no modification to the bazooka, unfortunately. The shield also receives a very simple design choice. This one piece right here. So simple, but it does so much to improve the kit. Less truly is more. What's so great about this resin kit is the fact that it isn't overbearing. It's not overly designed, like most modern kits. Take the Fortune Meow New Gundam, for instance. There's so much detail to it that it really suffers from the design choices. Sure, with a good paint job, it's still cool, but it's just so busy.
There's just a lot going on.
Whereas this old kit is so simple, yet satisfying. And I also gotta say, it's a good thing Bandai gave up on polycaps. Good lord. This 7-year-old New Gundam is just so floppy. It's like playing with a Woody doll over here. Overall verdict, I fully recommend this kit if you can find an original one. If you can't, there's tons of recast GK kits on eBay or AliExpress, and they're probably dirt cheap, like 30, 40 bucks. A lot cheaper than the original $112 MSRP back in the day. Well, that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna get out of here. As the man who gave me my first airbrush said, do great things.